We're on. Good morning, range fans. Rimfire Dave here with second phase of what affects accuracy of a rimfire. What you have here is I have a Ann Schultz setting in a seb rest and a rear bag. And it's in here pretty solid, as you can see, and it's all the way against the stop. What I want to show you is what affects accuracy. Go. In the first video, I told you that rimfires move. They recoil. So what I have here is some SK rifle match. Now, in my shop here, I have a 50-foot range with a bullet trap, so do not try this at home. It is not safe. Do not try this. This video is only to show you that the recoil on a rimfire. I'm going to check the scope. Now watch the rifle move. Did you see that? I'll do it again. Check, make sure. Now watch closely, right here. Did you see it move? Watch. Now that's just one shot. Now, if you're not paying attention, because you're watching the wind and the conditions and you're trying to shoot, and you shoot 3 or 4 shots, the rifle's going to be clear back here. And next thing you know, I see people adjusting their rest, getting back on target. So, what this is telling you, and what I'm going to tell you is, this rifle tracks. It came back, I pushed it ahead. And it's still on the target. Those 2 bullet holes are cutting holes. That means the gun tracks. What I see at the range, people shoot, and their gun maybe move or whatever, they reach up, they load it. Next thing you know, they're turning the left knob, and then the elevation knob, and then they're back on the gun shooting. You say, what's wrong with that? This is what's wrong with that. Your gun isn't tracking, and it took time. You want to be able to shoot back. I push the gun ahead, bang. 5, 6 seconds, the next round's down. And the whole time I'm watching the conditions. Now, when you have to push the gun ahead after you shoot, close the bolt, and then you reach over and adjust this, and then you adjust the height, then you're looking and you adjust again, and now you shoot. 10 seconds went by. How much do you think the conditions changed in 10 seconds? I would believe they might change not at all. But again, they might change a lot. You might get away with it a couple times, but in the long run, I think you're going to lose points because of you adjusting, because your gun don't track. Sure, you have to move it left and right or up and down, but on a rest like this, it only takes me 1/10 of a second, or my other rest, which I showed you, the Randolph. I shoot, 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 turn. Takes seconds. But on some of the rest, it takes a little while. But that's just to show you that a rimfire definitely moves, and keeping it up against that stop, is that important? Absolutely, because if you're not paying attention, your gun's way back here, you notice you're always adjusting up and up and up and up, then all of a sudden you see it, and you shove your gun ahead. Now you're adjusting down, down, down to get back on the target. All this takes time, and time affects you taken away from watching conditions. Now, this gun seems tight, but it's not. It just lifts right out of there. This is the second type of setup. What this one is, it's a bipod. It's on a Savage, and you put your gun in the back. Now, I'll show you how the guys shoot this. They get behind the gun, and they crunch it up, they squeeze it, they shoot, bang. and then they have to scrunch it up and move it. Bang. That's how they move it, up and down, left and right, is with this rear bag. As explained, it's a squeeze bag, and that's what they use. This is just the basics you could use to get into the game shooting a bipod. Walmart, under $100. Rear bag, you can make it at home. Cut off a pair of your jeans, 6-8 inches long, fill it full of rice, cat litter, and you can make yourself a pinch bag. Get in the game inexpensively. Now, this here is a Sinclair bipod. It's very solid up front. Same principle behind it. You get behind the gun, hit the squeeze bag, get on target, shoot. Move, shoot. Move, shoot. Same principle, except this bipod is a little more expensive, like in the $200 range. Chair fell over. But it's something you can use. Is it as effective as a one-piece rest? Guys do well with them. So that's why I have it. Do I use it? No. But guys shoot very, very, very good with a bipod and a squeeze bag. So I want to show that to you. The disadvantage is, again, it doesn't track. What does that mean? Once you shoot, you got to move the front, the rear to get back on target. So indoor shooters use it a lot because there's no conditions, basically. It's all on the ammo and you. So this works excellent indoors. Outdoor, remember, it takes time. And time, again, is what you're up against. Now I'm going to show you a couple other things that affects accuracy. This here is one of my stocks, and it is pillar bedded. If you look underneath, you'll see the aluminum heads where the screws go. And it comes clear to the top on aluminum, and then it's bedded. You can probably see that in there. So when you have aluminum pillars in there, and you put your rifle in here, you put your screw up the bottom, it's now running metal to metal, pretty solid. And once you find the torque to this, it doesn't change. Whereas wood, you're putting it in there, you're torquing it, and it squeezes the wood. And moisture, dryness affects it. So it doesn't stay constant. And as you keep torquing it, you're squeezing it, squeezing it, squeezing it, making it smaller. It is much smaller, no, but does it start to affect the gun? It may, because you want your barrel free floated out here. And as you squeeze this here in the back, it gets closer and closer. So you've got to constantly keep checking underneath your barrel. So you want it free floated. What does that mean? That means you can slide a dollar bill under it. There's videos on that out there that show you how to do that, along with videos on how to put these pillars in and bed a rifle. You can buy the pillars commercially made. I don't want to tell you his name out there. But anyways, I make my own. I buy a piece of aluminum rod, drill a hole in it, and put the knurling on the outside, measure the length, put them in, put the bedding in it. And the bedding I use on most guns is JB Weld. 2 parts, mix them together, put them in there. And the releasing agent I use is neutral shoe polish. It works excellent. I use it. There is videos out there that show you how to do that. Will that affect your accuracy? I believe so, or I wouldn't do it. Do the pillars help? They definitely help, especially on these nylon plastic guns. By putting them in there and gluing them in place or bedding them in place, gives you a solid base to torque your gun count every time, and you don't have to worry about it squeezing down and maybe touching the side of the stock up front, which puts a pressure point on your rifle left or right, which will affect accuracy. So these things here will all help you and get you to become a better shooter. There's enough problems out there with learning to read conditions. So if you can do these things, and remember from another video, torque into the rifle I do all the time with every rifle, so I believe it's important. Setups. Do I believe a setup is important? Absolutely. When the gun goes back and forth, you want to push it back and be on target. You can make a little adjustment left and right, shoot again. Back ahead, little adjustment on the next target. Because all that takes time, and when you're doing all that, you're losing track of what's the conditions doing. Did the wind change direction? And you look downrange, my wind flag's now blowing the other direction, but it's too late, you're already shot, and you look back there, and there it is, out at 3 o'clock. So I'm hoping these little tidbits of information make you a better shooter. And you all have a great day. But there's one other thing I want to tell you about shooting. There's a video out there by Walnut and Steel that was very good today. He was shooting a 513T at 50 yards, and the temperature was very cold. And in the beginning, he tells you that this gun shoots pretty good. And then he shoots the long rifle's New Year's target. And he had 11 hits. But as you watch the video, you'll see that it doesn't quite shoot as good as a 513 with a good scope on it should shoot. And I believe it's due to the temperature and wind. So you can watch that. And another video is by Brotune. He puts out great videos. He did one today on rim thickness. When he got all done, he tells you that I don't think checking rim thickness helped at all. As a matter of fact, I think just shooting right out of the box shot better than sorting all the rims. And there's videos out there that tell you about what to do to ammo. And I did notice a video where one gentleman was adding lube to his bullets. Don't do that. Shoot them right out of the box. You don't want to take your time to do any of that stuff. You don't know what you're doing anyways. So please don't do that. Now, watch the video, take what you can from it, and throw the rest away like I told you before. And you all have a great day. May God bless.